Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of Cryptography and Network Security. I am your instructor Dr. Ramesh Prajapati and today I am going to discuss the data encryption standard part 2. So let's see the agenda of this video lecture. The first key schedule of DES, second avalanche effect and the third is the strength of DES. So let's start the key schedule of DES. In the previous session, we have already discussed the round operation of DES. So in each and every round, we are performing a 4-step. The first, expansion permutation, second, S-box substitution, third, P permutation, and the fourth is a swapping. Now, today I am going to discuss the key schedule of DES. It means how the 16 sub key are generated. So let's see. There are the 16 round key KI of 48 bits each from original 56-bit key. Right? I already discussed in the previous session the original size of the key is a 56-bit key. Now we are discarded the 8 bit from the 56-bit key. Now you will get the 48-bit key. So here we are performing the permuted choice 2. It is also called the compression function. It means that in a PC2 means permuted choice 2, the 56-bit input will be given into a permuted choice 2. Now we are performing a compression operation. It means we are discarded the 8-bit from the 56-bit key. It will generate the 48-bit key. Now the size of the DES is the 64-bit, as you know that, and the 56-bit key and the 8-bit is a parity bit. How? Let's see. So the first, the size of the key is a 64-bit key. Now in a permuted choice 2, the 64-bit input will be given into the permuted choice 1. Now in a permuted choice 1, we are discarded the 8-bit from the 56-bit key. Now the bit position of the discarded bit is 8, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56 and 64. So now remove this bit, you will get the 56-bit key. Now you can see. So after applying this, now after discarding this bit, you will get this table permuted choice PC1. Now you can see this table. This table generated from the permuted choice 1, and here we discarded the last bit of each block because the last bit is 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. How? That means that the first block 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Then next block is 9 to 16. Third block is 17 to 24. So here each and every block the last bit is 8, 16, 24. So now you will remove this. So you will get the 56-bit output. So now how you will get the 57, 49, 41? I already discussed the first bit position of original plain text is replaced by the 57th bit of original plain text. Same second bit of position, second bit of original plain text is replaced by the 49th bit of original plain text. So on. So let's see. There is another method to fill this matrix, fill this table. So how? Let's see. Here you can see in this figure you can see the key bit is our 1 to 8, then 9 to 16, 17 to 24, then 25 to 32 like this. Now As you know, this 56-bit key is divided into a two house. First 28-bit is assigned to a left key and the remaining 28-bit will assign to a right. Now we are applying the left shift operation. After applying the left shift operation, it's generating a 56-bit output. So now how this table will be generated? So now here you can see in the last key bit 57 to 64. So now here you can see the first bit in the 57 to 64, the first bit is 57, so we will put the 57 over here. Now we will consider the previous column, 49 to 56, 49 to 56. So now here in this block the first bit is 49, so you will consider 49. Now consider the previous block and its size is a 41 to 48. Now in this block the first bit is 41, so now you will get now you will put the 41. So like this you will fill the table, right? So this is a simple procedure to remember this table. Now I hope you clear this idea. Now let's see. The first of all, as you know, the size of the key is a 64 bit. Now after applying the permuted choice 1, it will generate the 56 bit output, 56 bit key. So in the permuted choice 1, we discarded the 8 bit position. So now you will get the 56 bit. So now I already discussed this 56 bit key. It means that the PC1 will divide it into two house. First C0 and D0, the C0 and the D0. How you know that okay, how many bit will this how many bit will be shift in the left? So there is a one rule. If we are considering the round number 1, 2, 9, 16, 1, 2, 9, 16, two house are each rotated left by 1 bit. It means that in round number 1, 2, 9, 16, we will rotate the left by 1 bit. Now in the remaining all the rounds, we will rotate the left by 2 bits. Now here you can see round number 1, 2, 9 and 16, we will rotate the left by 1 bit. Now in the remaining round we will consider the 2. It means that the bit is rotated left by 2 bit. So now as you know, again we are performing a left shift operation. Now shifted value are input to the next round. Now this shifted value will be given input to the next round. Same. Now we will do the same process, and each and every round it will generate the different key. Now let's see over here. Here you can see I already discussed this thing, right? The size is a key is a 64 bit. Now we are applying the PC1. After applying the PC1 permuted choice 1, it generates 56 bit output. Now the 56 bit output, now 56 bit is divided into two house, C0 and D0. The size of the C0 is 28, D0 is 28. Now we are applying the left shift on a LS1 and LS2, LS1 and LS2. After applying this, it's generating a C1 and D1. Now this C1 and D1, it means the 56 bit will be given input to the PC2 permuted choice 2. After applying the compression on a PC, after applying the PC2 permuted choice 2 is generating a 48-bit key. So this key will be used in a first round. So here, after applying these things, it's generating a permuted choice 2 table. Now here you can see the 14, 17, 11. This is the table after applying the permuted choice 2. So this is the process of key schedule of DES. Now, as you know, generating a sub key means each and every round we are generating a different key. So now here you can see the first 64-bit key, 64-bit key. Now we are applying the permuted choice 1. After applying this, is generating a 56-bit key. 56-bit key is divided into 2 halves, C0 and D0. Now we are applying the left shift on C0 and D0. After applying this, the 56-bit output will be given input to the next in the round 1. Now again we will do the same process. Now we are applying the left shift operation. After that we will get the C1 D1. Again we are applying the now the output of this 56-bit will be given input to the PC2 permuted choice 2. Now after applying the comparison, it's generating a 48-bit key. So this key is generating for a round 1. Now we will do the same process for generating a second sub key for round 2, for round 3, up to so and round 16. So this is the sub key generation process. Okay, I hope you clear this idea. Now the next is avalanche effect. So avalanche effect, it means that there is one main important property of avalanche, this DES algorithm. In this encryption algorithm, the change in a one bit of the plain text or of the key should produce the change in the many bits of ciphertext. So you can see this process is called the avalanche effect. So you can see here there are two different plain texts, right? Here first plain text 000, the second plain text we will change the right bit is 1, the rightmost bit is 1. So now applying the encryption along with the key, it's generating a different ciphertext block. So now here the two plain text block are different. Only in the rightmost bit the ciphertext block differ in the 29 bits. Now it means that the changing the approximately 1.5 of the plain text, it created a change of approximately 45% in the ciphertext. You can see here the plain text is 0000 first. Now the key is same second side plain text 000 and the 1 here. In the two plain text block, it differ only in the rightmost bit 1. So now after applying the encryption, it's generating a different ciphertext block. So here you can see the ciphertext of first plain text is 4789FD like this, and the second ciphertext is 0A4ED5C15. So this is the avalanche effect. It means that if you change the one of the bit in a second plaintext block, it will generate the different ciphertext block. Now, what is the strength of DES algorithm? So as you know that the size of the key is a 56-bit key, right? So 56-bit key is used for encryption. So there are total possible keys 2:56-bit key. So now here the brute force attack is not possible because the total possible of key is generating a 2:56-bit key. So it is impractical to perform the brute force attack. Now, natural algorithm here, the crypt analyst try to find the characteristics of the DES algorithm, but no one has succeeded in finding the weakness of this algorithm. So this is the so that's why we can say that this is the strongest algorithm. So I hope you clear this idea. Thank you.